Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is The Amateur, where we're here just to talk life, hobbies, politics, ideologies, what have you. And on today's episode, we're going to be getting a little bit into theology. I wouldn't really say theology because this is just truth itself. That's, again, how I see Christianity and life itself. But really what I just wanted to do was give an analogy for kind of my framework of mind and how I view Christianity, and for those who don't understand Christianity or who are Christians and could critique the way my analogy works or how it's represented, by all means, leave a comment below as we go along. But one thing I did want to note was about the symbology of the sea within the Bible, and just kind of how sometimes it can often represent sin in a way, not really sin, but like chaos, as far as with uncertainty. The fact that Adam wasn't ever called to name any of the fish within the sea.
Humans have explored an estimated 5 to 10% of Earth's oceans. We've only just begun to understand the deep, dark world that flows beneath us.
So I think we have dominion over the fish in the sea, but they were never named. So there's this sense of unknown, this sense of instability. There's not, water is moving, it's not from ground. You have the scene, and I don't know, my Bible knowledge needs some brushing up, but I know there was a scene, Jesus and his disciples were on the waves, they were on the ocean, on the sea, or whatever, and there was a huge storm raging around. Jesus was just, chilling, sleeping, because he's has not a care in the world, he's not worried, but, his disciples were, like, being like, yo, how is this man sleeping? And this is where Jesus walks on water, and he brings Paul to walk on water, and that's kind of that, it was that sense of even the seas, even the unknown obeys Christ and listen to him, and things of that nature. So I think it's just, I don't know, I think it's some pretty it's pretty cool imagery and pretty cool symbology if you want to look into that more. I'm definitely going to have to look into that more, just kind of open my mind to some of the deeper things that God is trying to show us with how he has formed this earth, how he's formed this earth, and the relationship that he's trying to have with us. But essentially how I see it, though, with Christianity, with the world, and how everything has worked out, is that God stays put on his I guess heaven, or his island, however you want to call it, his firm ground, his rock of stability. And we are his children, we are his people. And what happens is that we start drowning in our own sin, and this sin is waves, and there's waves that are continuously pushing us away from the island that is God. And there is literally nothing that we can do to swim through the waves, swim past the waves back to God. Even though that's something that we want. And I mean, again, there's more nuance to that, because I know with children, like, children belong to Christ, and there's a time of separation before, I guess, some people call it like the age of morality or something like that, where you have this firm understanding of right versus wrong, versus as a child that's not really grasped firmly. But I know in the Bible, Christ says that, the children belong to him, meaning that, their souls are still with God, and some of the things of that nature. But anyway, so the sin is waves, and they're pushing us away from the solid rock, the solid ground that is God. And there's nothing that we can do, no matter how hard we try, no matter what we want. We're just going to be drowning in our own sin. But what God does is he throws out his lifesaver, and that lifesaver is Christ. And that Christ, that lifesaver, that ring, is led by a rope, and that rope being the Holy Spirit, which is the Holy Spirit that connects Christ, and it connects God, that who is still there standing firm. He is the director of the lead and of the lifesaver ring, and all we have to do is trust that ring is there, and that it will do what it's supposed to do, and hold on to it. And that's all we got to do. And what God will do is he'll pull that with his Holy Spirit guiding it to himself, pull that rope into him as we hold on. And all we need to do is hold on and not let go, and not let all the other bumps, like those sins are still there. The sins are still pushing up against us, but God gives us that way, the only way, through him and through him alone, through the ring, lifesaver ring that is Christ, to, you know, draw us near to him. And it's something where, you know, you have the different ways of how you can hold on, and there might be the best way to hold on, and then some might say that's Catholicism or whatever. I really don't know. But anyway, the whole point, though, it doesn't matter how you hold on, it's just that you do hold on, and don't let go, don't stop trusting, don't stop believing. But what also happens is that there are some, you know, ring floaties that are also being thrown in the water by the devil as a mean to deceive others. You know, you have to make sure that you actually have the life ring that is Jesus Christ, and that life ring has that rope of the Holy Spirit that's leading to God to be drawn near to you. Because you can grab on, like, there will be, and there are other things that are floating in the sea of our sin that some people will grab onto, and that'll keep them afloat maybe, but they're not going to be led to that stable ground. They're going to still be pushed away, holding on to false ideology. And I don't know. I think that was something that came to me. It's probably God, obviously. Ugh. But I think it was just something that I kind of simmered on, and I thought it was a pretty decent. I thought it was a really cool way of trying to explain Christianity. And I don't know if that. I know there's definitely gonna be a little bit more nuance to that, as far as with how this relates to the family versus someone who was holding on to the ring. Their parents told them to hold on to the lifesaver ring that came on, and then a bump in the road and they fell off and they have to find the ring again. And how can you distinguish this lifesaver ring amongst all the other buoys in the water floating and all those other things? But I don't know. That was Christianity in a nutshell for me. And hopefully that made sense, and hopefully that put a little bit of a different imagery in your mind. And again, like, correct me if I'm wrong, or if I've missed, if that analogy doesn't hold up due to XYZ verse, or I don't know. But essentially, the point of the matter, though, is that there's nothing that we can do ever on our own to get to God. Like, literally nothing. God brings us to him. He gives us the tools. He gives us the means. All we have to do is recognize the right one and grab on. And I think God makes it obvious if you know what to look for, which I guess is a little bit more of a discussion. But you have to be willing to. I think you have to be willing to at least observe. Your heart can't be closed off. Yeah. But those are just my thoughts on that, and I'm just an amateur, so what the heck do I know? Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.